Hey guys, welcome back to another video on what if Rick Grimes never woke up from his coma. So let's get back into it with another part of this. So we'd start off with the group in season 3. This is when season 3 starts. And they'd still find the prison. They'd start clearing out the walkers in the area. And in this universe with more people around, the prison would be cleared a bit faster. And with more people being around, in this universe, Herschel doesn't lose his leg just because there's more people there. And I think overall, they would have taken out the walker before it could get Herschel's leg. And overall, with more a well-built people in a way, not old people. Because the group didn't have many strong people at that time, but there is still quite menacing, strong people in the group still. So I don't think Herschel would be taking out the dangerous parts of the prison. And the group would still run into the prisoners, and they'd all start confronting each other with their weapons raised, and everybody from both sides are at the point where they're about to shoot each other, with Thomas having his little revolver and everybody else having their own weapons from the group raised at the prisoners. And Shane would start threatening Thomas and the prisoners to the point where they feel so threatened that they're ready to kill one of the group members for their safety. And Thomas would shoot somebody in the group, and that person is Dale. And Dale stumbles back a little before falling to the ground dead. And Thomas would go to shoot another person also, but then Shane pulls out a shotgun and just shoots Thomas in the head, blasting his head off. 3 of the prisoners named Axel, Oscar, and Big Tiny would all surrender. They'd put their hands up something like that. They'd move aside. They wouldn't do anything. And one of the prisoners, Andrew, would just run out. And since nobody saw Merle, who got handcuffed to the roof and ended up in Woodbury getting saved by the governor, and nobody got separated from the group during the horde attack because there was more people alive, overall, the governor doesn't really know about the prison just yet, but trust me, there is going to be something going on with them. And this is how the governor would find out about the prison. Martinez, who's been scouting around the area, looking for other groups they could ambush to get more supplies, he'd find the prison and he'd see the group living in it for he'd just see the group maybe clearing it out, or they're setting up camp. They're out in the field the first night they were there. And Martinez would tell this to the governor, and the governor tells him that they could leave next morning for this. And if anybody's wondering about Michonne, don't worry, she's also going to be featured in the story. She's just not in yet at this point of the story, because I don't think she'd join the governors, I don't think she'd join Woodbury and all. And it's the next day, early in the morning at the prison, and Glenn would be burying Dale right now while the other group members are sort of just settling into the prison, and they're sort of basically doing whatever. They're some of them are still sleeping and stuff. They're just doing their own thing. Merle and Dale would be keeping watch in a watchtower. And after everyone in the group's awoken, they hold a funeral for Dale. And Shane would say whatever Rick said in season 2, but it'd be much better because Dale survived a lot longer. Because I know season 2 and season 3 are only a season, but overall there was a 7-month time skip, so between season 2 and season 3. So the group would be mourning Dale, and Shane would be saying great things about Dale and how he's always ready to help people. But then from out of nowhere, Beth is shot in the head and killed right there on the spot. And then all of the group, everyone who just saw Beth get shot, they'd all get in cover, except Herschel, who would be trying to save Beth, even though he knows he can't. He'd just be desperate. He'd be trying to wake her up, stuff like that. But then he is shot but not killed. He's just shot for now. The one who killed Beth and shot Herschel was the governor. And Sophia is also shot and killed by Crowley, one of the governor's men. And next is Ed, who would basically get shot down. Then the governor's men, they just sort of like break into the prison, and one of them just stabs a pickaxe into his head, killing him there. And Axel and also Oscar and also Big Tiny would come out of their cell block, and they'd have weapons on them like axes, like crowbars and stuff like that, and they'd start like killing like the governor's men, of course, trying to prove themselves to the group. Shane would start blasting the governor's men's heads off with his shotgun. And Daryl and Merle, who were still sort of outcasts from the group, would start killing every single member of Woodbury they see, like ruthlessly with aggression, as they could easily take like half of Woodbury down, and like maybe even the whole Woodbury, if we're being honest, because we've seen what Daryl can do, and Merle was sort of Daryl's brother, and I'm pretty sure he had the influence on him for Daryl to go stronger and stuff like that. Carol would start breaking down in the middle of the field in like the prison, as she's just seen her husband and her daughter die, and nobody can really like grab her right now, so like she's just sort of crying by Sophia. I don't really think she'd care about Ed. She kind of did. She was crying when she was like stabbing him in the head with the pickaxe, but I'm pretty sure it's just because of all the torment he put her through. But Ed did become sort of a better person in this. So yeah, so she'd be crying for both of them, but then she would see the governor and the men, like they'd still be trying to shoot her, like then Carol would start running towards like the group, trying to get to a safe spot where she doesn't get shot, while like she has like maybe a pistol while she's shooting at them while running. And during the fight, one of the governor's top men, Tim, is also killed. And the group would also manage to take out Crowley. But anyways, guys, that'll be it for today, everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed. And bye-bye!